Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I'm a resume and writing coach living in beautiful Bogota, Colombia. I'm from the United States, I'm from Boston, and today I have a free introduction video session for you, which is about creating a dynamic and clean resume to apply to university in the United States. So here you have my contact information, my website, where there are other free videos, my email, and my WhatsApp. So now I'm going to get to the session. So the first question that I have for you is, how long do you think college admissions officers typically spend reading your application? Do you think it is A, 2 minutes, B, 8 minutes, C, 15 minutes, or D, 30 minutes? So this would be your whole application, your resume, your essay, your letters of recommendation. If you have a notebook or a piece of paper, write down your answer or think about it in your head. So the answer is B, 8 minutes or less. And so this is according to a recent report from the Wall Street Journal. Some elite colleges review an application in 8 minutes or less. But really the important thing to know here is that admissions officers are not spending a long time reading your entire application, which means they are spending much less time reading just your resume. And so it's really important that your resume is clean and easy to read and dynamic. And that's what the point is with our full webinar and workshops, which are held in Bogota. The agenda for these sessions is the following. So we look at what is the purpose of a resume for admissions officers, 5 essential resume writing points, what not to include, 7 common mistakes international applicants make, the importance of revision, a free resource, which is a resume checklist, and then you will be able to review your own resume using the resume checklist. So today this is an introduction session, so we're looking at just the first 2 points. What is the purpose of a resume for admissions officers? And then 2 of the 5 essential resume writing points. So if you're interested in the full webinar or the workshop, you can register for those on my website. You can go to the workshops and webinars section to do that. So the first agenda item is, what is the purpose of the resume for admissions officers? So do you think it is A, to determine if they want to admit you to the university, B, to understand your relevant educational, leadership, and professional experiences in a clear and concise way, or C, to determine if you are lying about your experiences? So either write down your answer or think about it in your head. So the answer is B, to understand your relevant educational, leadership, and professional experiences in a clear and concise way. So a good way to remember this is with the letters RCC. So admissions officers are looking at your resume so that they can understand your relevant educational, leadership, and professional skills and experiences in a clear and concise way. So I want to talk about the communication style in the United States, as well as an important value in the United States, which affect the style in which we write our resumes. So the communication style in the United States is direct. This is as opposed to some countries that have a roundabout or indirect communication style. So in the US, we communicate to the point, we are concise, and we use this style in speaking and in writing, and we also use it translates over to resumes. And then an important value in the United States is efficiency. So this is as opposed to some other countries that have a more flexible notion of time. In the United States, we have a fixed notion of time. A common phrase in the United States is time is money, and this also applies to resumes. So an important point that I want to make here is that longer is not more impressive, and that the quality of the content is much more important than the length. So I know in some countries having a long resume is impressive, but for the United States, the quality of the content is much more important than the length. This is illustrated by a quote from Steve Jobs. Quality is more important than quantity. One home run is much better than 2 doubles. And so now I want to talk a little bit about questions that admissions officers ask themselves when they review your application. So some basic questions are, is the applicant qualified? And is the applicant more than qualified, but will they add value to the university community? And so you need to think about what makes you stand out. And so in order to do this, to make you stand out, we're going to look at 5 essential resume writing points. So these are length, layout, bold sections, word choice. The word choice is really important, and grammar, capitalization, and punctuation. For the intro session today, we'll look at length and layout. So for length, the key is to remember RCC, relevant, clear, and concise. So your resume should be between 1 and 3 pages. If you are a recent high school or college graduate, 1 page is perfect. If you have several years of work experience and are probably applying to graduate school, 1.5 to 3 pages is good. If you are going to go on to a second page, you should make sure that it is 1.5 pages and not just 1 page and a few lines on the next page. And then for layout, the key here is that it is easy for admissions officers to quickly scan your resume and decide if you stand out as qualified and someone who would add value to the university community. So make sure that you have white space, that you use single spacing, and that you have a margin around the edge so that it is easy to read your resume. At the top, you should include personal information, your name, address, cell phone, and email, your name a little bit bigger and in bold. And then it's really important to use a professional email. So for example, winteriscoming@gmail.com for you Game of Thrones fans is not a professional email. Then for the bold sections, the key is that it is easy for admissions officers to quickly scan your resume and understand your experiences. So there are some sections that all resumes should include, and then there are some optional sections that some resumes will include. And in the webinar and the in-person workshops, we go into more detail about the bold sections as well as the rest of the agenda. So again, if you're interested in signing up for those, you can go to my website to the workshops and webinars page. Another service that I offer is personalized resume coaching for study in the US. So this is a collaborative approach which results in a resume that truly represents you and your experiences and skills. And then you will have the skills and resources needed to update your resume in the future. So this consists of pre-coaching, a session that focuses on content with you and me together, and then a session which is a grammar and polish. This is just me fixing up your resume. So pre-coaching is first attending a workshop or webinar, or I will send you the full video session about creating a dynamic and clean resume. I will send you my resume checklist, a clean resume template. So this is like a really easy way to put your information into a template. I will send you my dynamic action word chart to help you choose unique action words for your resume. And then you'll revise your resume using these resources and send me the updated resume. Then you and I will meet together either via a video call using Google Docs or in person if you live in Bogota. And you will tell me about your academic and career goals and what experiences and skills you want to highlight in your resume. And I will make suggestions for content improvements, real-time in Google Docs or in person. And this is a conversation between you and me. You can ask me specific questions, and then you'll make changes and send me the revised resume. And then I will review for grammar. I will polish your resume, so I might make suggested changes for optimal word choice or formatting. And this is via email. So if you're interested in any of these services, please contact me. Here's my contact information. And thank you so much for attending this introduction session.